Hello, working Texans, my fellow working brothers and sisters. I'm Brian Golden, president of the Tarrant County Central Labor Council. We are union members on the west side of Highway 360 for the Texas AFL-CIO in North Texas. Happy Labor Day to all working families across Texas. The Labor Day national holiday represents the fight of American workers to stand up against corporate greed and gain worker rights and on-the-job standards such as the 8-hour day, the weekend, paid sick time, vacations, paid health care, and safety on the job. Those and hundreds of other things that are now the workplace standard and rights for workers across all of American industries. Union members have fought and died for workers' rights for over 100 years. We are labor, and we are here to keep fighting because the fact is, organized labor and unions are the only structure in our times that is large enough, strong enough, and organized enough to fight back against organized money and ruthless corporate greed and insane income inequality. As unions, we are effectively fighting to bring a fair shot and a level playing field for all workers. So if you're not yet a union, if you're not yet in a union, come help yourself. Come help us help you. Join the fight and join a union. And remember to vote union. Vote for workers. But most importantly, vote, vote, vote. Happy Labor Day.
Everybody, I'm Rick Levy, president of the Texas AFL-CIO.
Leonard Aguilar, secretary treasurer.
And we're coming to do a few things today. First of all, we want to wish you and your families a very restful and pleasant Labor Day together. We fought hard for this holiday. Please enjoy it. Second of all, what a moment to be in this movement here today.
It's an exciting time, and there's a lot of good work and a lot of opportunities in front of us, and everything is depending on the work that we do ahead, especially during the election season that we have coming up.
Yeah. So two things. Number one, we have to be organizing like we've never organized before. More people want to be part of unions than have ever wanted to be part of a union before, and it's up to us to build our movement to meet this moment. And second of all, you got to vote, and you got to tell your friends to vote, and you got to get your coworkers to vote and educate people about the issues, because that's how we're going to change Texas right now. Am I right?
That's it. That's how we're going to do it. One vote at a time, one conversation at a time. We're going to get it done.
So look, we know it's not easy doing this work in Texas, but we're proud to be doing it with you. And we know that if we can do our work and if we can build our movement, we can change this state, this country, and this world forever. So have a good holiday, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you out there.
Hello, this is James Bradshaw, UAW Local 218, also AFL-CIO Vice President, District 8. And when I think about Labor Day and what it means to me, I think about all of our brothers and sisters that sacrifice so much for us in order for us to have Labor Day. It's a 3-day weekend, which is fantastic, but you have to realize that so many sacrifices were made back then whenever they went out on strike and fought for our future, and in order to have a Labor Day that we can celebrate with family and friends and brothers and sisters. And I'd just like to wish y'all a safe Labor Day weekend this year. Thank you.
Hey, friends and organized labor. This is Mark VC, Congressman from the 33rd Congressional District. And it's been a great year for workers all across America. Great wins for organized labor. We got the infrastructure bill passed. We just got the Inflation Reduction Act passed. And a lot of those accomplishments were done because of your hard work. And because of a lot of those accomplishments, it means that a lot of the men and women that you represent each and every day that go out there and really push hard and work hard for America, that they're going to be employed because of a lot of these big legislative wins. That means more projects to work on. That means more plumbing and pipe fitting that needs to take place. That means more automobiles that needs to be built from UAW. I can go on and on and on, but it's because of your hard work and perseverance that we were able to get a lot of this done. And I love you and appreciate each and everything that you do for America and all of us. Happy Labor Day 2022.
Hi, it's Chris Turner, State Representative in House District 101. That's parts of Arlington, Grand Prairie, and Mansfield in Southeast Tarrant County. I'm also the chair of the Texas House Democratic Caucus. And I want to wish you a happy Labor Day. And I want to thank you for the work that you have done and continue to do to strengthen our economy by strengthening our workforce, protecting our workforce, ensuring that working men and women have good jobs, safe working conditions, fair wages, decent benefits, and a dignified retirement, because those are the keys to the success of our country and the success of our country's economy. It's been my privilege to fight alongside you in the Texas legislature, fighting for those principles, for fair wages and decent benefits, but also fighting against the opposition that wants to make it harder for you to organize, make it harder for you to protect workers at your work site. And we have to continue to work together to push back against those ill-advised ideas and make sure that all workers in Texas have the opportunity to work hard, earn a fair wage in a safe working condition, and have a decent retirement and decent benefits. Those are the things we all believe in, and those are the things we must continue to fight for. So on this Labor Day, I want to thank you for your hard work and your leadership here in Tarrant County and across the state, and I look forward to continuing to work together to strengthen our economy for all Texans. Thank you.
Tarrant County AFL-CIO, this is Jay Clayburgh, Democratic nominee for Texas Land Commissioner. And I'm running for this office, one that manages our public lands, provides critical support to our school children and veterans, and helps Texans prepare for and recover from natural disasters, because it can and must be a force of good for all Texans. But instead, those who have held this office for the last 20 years have used it as a political stepping stone, and they failed to address some of the great challenges of our time. Just as you've seen in North Texas with the tremendous floods that you've had in the last few weeks, that we lead the nation in billion-dollar natural disasters, and we're not prepared for them. We're just waiting for them to happen. We're 44th in K through 12 per pupil spending, while we have the largest educational endowment in the country. And we will see a doubling of 100-degree days in the next 15 years. I believe that this office can be used as a force of good for all Texans and balance the economy and the environment, and that labor and our working families are critical to that future. That you helped us get through the pandemic, that you're critical to surviving and thriving in the last 12 months and the next months to come, and that you will help usher in a new era of leadership this November. So this Labor Day, I want to thank you for everything that you do for Texas, and I hope to see you on the campaign trail. Thank you.
Hey guys, Stu Sherrard here, candidate for State Representative for House District 94. I'm with my friend Shannon Elkins, candidate for House District HD 98, and the great Gwen Baruch, candidate for Senate District 9. I just really wanted to tell you, thank you so much for the endorsement that you gave my campaign. I also want to thank you for all the work you do. Labor is extremely important, and particularly in a state that doesn't treat labor very well. So all of us as legislative candidates are going to work really, really hard to get this right to work philosophy thrown out of here and have collective bargaining and the sport of labor unions be the law of the land in Texas. Anyway, thank you for all you do. I really appreciate it. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you. I appreciate the endorsement. I support you.
Hey, thanks so much, AFL-CIO, for the endorsement. As a public school teacher who knows that we lost our right to collectively bargain long ago, we understand the significance of being able to fight for workers' rights, and we're going to do that for you in the Texas legislature.
Good morning, Labor. My name is Salman Bojani, and I'm your endorsed candidate for Texas House District 92 in East Tarrant County. I'm so sorry that I'm missing all of you today, but I just want to thank all of you for everything that you do to make Tarrant County a safe place for workers. I'm running for the Texas House because I'm very passionate about public service, and because I know I can create better opportunities for hard-working Texans. I help support my family working as a gas station clerk, making $6 an hour, eventually working my way up and buying my own gas station. I've seen both sides of the struggle as a worker and as a small business owner, making me very proud to carry the endorsement for the Tarrant County AFL-CIO, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and the United Automobile Workers. I look forward to standing alongside labor in the next legislative session to ensure that we're protecting and uplifting our workers. A strong economy for all is a cornerstone of my campaign, and that strong economy starts with a strong workforce. Our labor unions are so important to making sure that our workers are treated with dignity and respect and are able to make a livable wage. Growing our economy means maintaining strong public schools, world-class universities, safe cities, a reliable electric and water supply, good transportation networks, and expanding broadband access. We all benefit from an economy that lifts everyone up. I was so blessed to make history in 2018 by becoming the first minority to be elected to the Euless City Council. My campaign was a long shot against Tea Party forces. They tried to label me as different, as an outsider, but we won because we had good ideas and practical solutions. Now, we're poised to make history again. When votes are counted in November, I'll be the first Muslim and the first South Asian ever elected to the Texas legislature. My name is Salman Bojani, and I'm your next state representative from House District 92. And I can't wait to fight alongside each and every one of you on our journey to make Texas the best place in the country to live, work, and play. Let's get to work. Happy Labor Day.
Hi, my name is Ebony Turner, and I am running to be the next judge of Tarrant County Criminal Court number 6. I am honored that the labor union has endorsed my candidacy, as I am a daughter of 2 retired educators who were part of the Educators Union, TSTA. I am running because I want to restore compassion and a sense of dignity to the courts in Tarrant County. This is my 21st year practicing law. Much of that time, I have been a criminal defense attorney representing indigent individuals, people who are part of the working class. My platform is effective judgments and efficient justice. Effective judgments just means we're not just locking people up willy-nilly. We will be looking at their backgrounds, their socioeconomic status, whether they have a mental health issue, which is something I've become very passionate about, whether they have a disability, because I am a mom of a son with Down syndrome, and whether or not they have a drug or alcohol addiction. We will also be looking at whether or not they're victims of domestic violence themselves, as my court will be a domestic violence court in 2023. And I'm well-versed in the area of domestic violence, as I started off my career as an advocate for victims of domestic violence. And I've also represented hundreds of people charged with the offense of domestic violence. I've also taught domestic violence as an adjunct professor at Tarrant County College. The other part of my platform is efficient justice. Efficient justice means that I am the perfect person to get the backlog of cases down that is plaguing Tarrant County at this time. Part of that will include setting reasonable bonds so that people can get out of jail sooner and get back to work. Part of the effective judgments for working families will mean setting reasonable probation conditions that will keep the community safe, but also allow people to return to work and keep families together. My name is Ebony Turner. I'm running to be the next judge of Tarrant County Criminal Court 6, a domestic violence court.
Hi, I'm Jan McDowell, candidate for Congress District 24. The most critical thing for our country is for everyone to have an opportunity to thrive. Everyone benefits when everyone has that opportunity. On Labor Day, we're thinking about all the people in our country who work to make our country work. At the beginning of the pandemic, we suddenly realized that so many of the people we take for granted every day are essential workers. That's so many of the people that we come across in our daily lives all the time. And now we need to be sure we remember that still and honor those people, make sure they have a chance to be represented at work, to be appreciated, paid according to their skills, the time and talent that they devote to their businesses, and have been at the end of their working career, have a chance for a secure retirement as well. Recently, we're starting to see just the beginnings of a comeback of unions, with some Starbucks locations, Amazon workers voting to unionize. And it is so important. Unions throughout our history have stood for the working families, and I will stand with unions. Unions use their clout to ensure that workers make a living wage and have acceptable benefits for the workers and their families. They also make sure that retirement is within the worker's grasp, because every worker needs to be treated with respect and dignity throughout their working and their retirement years. So happy Labor Day to everybody here today. I am proud to stand with the union and to have the union standing with me. Let's make our country recognize the value that workers bring and honor them accordingly. Thanks, guys.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Klein. I'm the Democratic candidate for the 141st District Court of Tarrant County. What that means is I will be on your ballot this fall if you live anywhere in Tarrant County, from Grand Prairie to Benbrook, from Azle to Southeast Arlington. I've practiced law for 34 years in the state courts and in the federal courts and in the bankruptcy courts around Tarrant County. What I've learned in that practice, representing individuals against banks, representing businesses against other businesses, representing individuals against their employers. I've been in a lot of courts, and I know that what makes the difference in a courtroom, what helps both parties accept the decision of the court, which can only be for one of them, is their belief that the court is acting fairly. We've had 30 years of one-party rule in Tarrant County. It's been 30 years since there was a Democrat on any of the county-wide courts. And some of the Republican judges are doing a good job. Some of the Democratic judges in Dallas, frankly, could do a better job. But what's important is you should not know by an outcome of a case whether the judge was a Democrat or a Republican. You should not know by how that judge treats the people in the courtroom what their politics are. I know that union jobs made for strong families that built the middle class in our country in the last century, and labor remains important. And everyone who comes before my court, whether they can afford the fanciest lawyer, whether they've got a union lawyer representing them, everyone will be treated the same according to the law. My name is Stephanie Klein, Stephanie with an F, Klein with a K, and I look forward to meeting as many of you as I can, and I would be honored to have your support on Election Day. Early voting starts October 24th. Please get out there and support us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Deborah Peoples, and I am running to be the next county judge here in Tarrant County because I know that Tarrant County, a county of 2.1 million people, is filled with working men and women who need the power of the county judge to make sure that they have extraordinary lives, that they get great jobs that pay them more than a living wage, that they have wonderful places to live and they can afford to buy affordable housing, that they get quality medical care. I'm a Democrat because I understand the issues of working class people, having been a member of Communication Workers of America. As county judge, I'm going to put the needs of Tarrant County residents first. I'm going to make sure that our residents, our working men and women, are afforded opportunities that will allow them to have lives that they dream of. I'm going to make sure that we focus on public education and we make sure that our children are being educated and prepared for the next generation of jobs. As a member of labor, I know how important it is to fight for the men and women who are out there every day doing the work. I pledge as county judge to do that. I'm going to make sure that Tarrant County is a welcoming place for everyone, no matter where you come from, no matter what your views are, no matter what your dreams are. We're going to make sure that we work to make sure that that happens. Again, I'm Deborah Peoples, and I want to be your next county judge.
Hello, my name is Rodney Lee, and I'm running to be your next Justice of the Peace. A little bit about me. Well, I'm a retired Navy veteran, 22 years to be a matter of fact. I'm also a retired Tarrant County Juvenile Probation Officer, and I teach at the Tarrant County College, both the transition to college class as well as the police cadets in Juvenile Justice Code. That's right, those persons who are seeking to protect and serve you. And then lastly, I am a truancy officer at Arlington ISD, where I have presented well over 3,000 cases having to deal with truancy. So why am I running now? I'm running because I want to serve you. We have a mantra that we have more in common than what separates us. We've seen what divisive government get us, and I'm not pitting one against the other, but here's a situation that you need to understand. Many times that we're not running with you in mind, which is one of the reasons why I want to create, when once elected, I want to create the night court. The night court, because many of you who may have to serve jury duty, many of you who may have received a summons as it relates to coming to court, if you are a laborer, that means you had to take time off, whether to use PTO time, paid time off, and if you didn't have that, that means you lost income. Well, I want to create opportunities for you to still have your disputes resolved, but not affect your economy. And then we also have truancy court. Truancy court is where we address those students and parents who find themselves in a situation where they no longer want to go to school. I found it somewhat kind of peculiar that we want to pull you from school to talk to you about why you're not going to school. Well, once I'm in office, I will investigate opportunities so that we can possibly have truancy court during times when you're not supposed to be in school. Because at the end of the day, we all say we believe education is the foundation for success. Well, if it's the foundation for success, then it means you have to be there so that it can be laid. And so that's one of the reasons why I want to create opportunities to better our families, to address those issues of students who have found themselves disenfranchised, checked out, whatever verbiage you want to use with the educational process. It's important to me, ladies and gentlemen, and I do believe that laborers, when we speak about laborers, we're talking about those persons, whether they are represented by unions or not. Those are the persons who have skills that better our lifestyles. And many of my friends are laborers. I have friends who are electricians, mechanics, and so on and so on. And so the reason why it's important to me, because you are at the heart of what I'm trying to get done. And what I'm trying to get done is pull together all of us, whether you have a degree like myself, or you're a laborer, or you're a certificate, or whatever the case may be. I believe all of us should have access to the court system. And then the only way to do that is to speak to you. I say often that we have more in common than what separates us. But the problem is we're not speaking to one another. I want to create opportunities for us to do that, which is why we have the Justice for All events. where we have the prayer breakfast, we have the golf tournament, we have the Training Grain Festival where you will see me, we have the Azel Sting Fling. I'm going to be there not just during election time, but I'm going to be there in non-election time. Why? Because you are the reason why I'm sitting in this seat, or why I will sit in this seat. So I ask you, vote for me, please. My name is Rodney Lee, and I'm running to be your next Justice of the Peace. If you want to visit my website, you can go to RODNEYLEEFORJOP.com. Please visit my website. Select me. I have you at heart. I promise you, once I'm your Justice of the Peace, you will see that together we will get this done. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Hello, everyone. I'm Judge Chris Lopez, the Justice of the Peace in Denton County. It is an honor and pleasure to be invited to celebrate this Labor Day with Tarrant County Labor.